Hello, 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 hello. What is going on? What is going on, man? Babadabadabadoo. Got to get on tongue tied for work. Part 75. Talking, talking, talking. Just practicing talking. There's an ambulance and it's passing by. Well, it's weird. I gotta hold my dang phone camera like facing me so that when I put the video up, it's not got like those like the sides of the thumbnail aren't like black or like some random color. Like I pretty much I want the thumbnail to be like a full screen thumbnail of like, whatever random point in the video, because it just looks like cleaner. Having the sides like black or some like random color, it just looks kind of not that good. So I realized how I could do that is by like recording with my camera right here and holding my phone sideways. So I'm literally holding my phone camera towards my face and holding my phone sideways. So it looks kind of weird. And I can't even see like how I look, but whatever, man, whatever. Uh it's not like there's some critic coming in ready to critique this stuff. But it's just more funny that like when people walk past me, uh, not that anyone walks in Houston, but if they did and they see me, I just look kind of silly. But whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'm outside again. Um, dude, I had a crazy Halloween weekend. Crazy Halloween weekend. I had a little party with some friends, my girlfriend, uh, and then the next day we went to something called a Renaissance Fair, where it's like kind of this medieval themed fair, and it's got all sorts of cool like medieval type activities like axe throwing and like getting on freaking like animals that have armor on them and all sorts of stuff like that, sword battling, stuff like that. It was cool though, watching like jousting and all that. It was cool. But man, oh man, it was a long weekend, and I was feeling freaking drained by the end of the weekend. I'll tell you, I was feeling super drained, man. Like, man, I was not feeling good this morning. It's Monday now, and I was not feeling good. I really was not feeling too good. I was feeling like tired and sluggish and like, time to go to work again today. Don't want to do that. And I don't want to go to the gym either. Didn't want to do anything. Just want to like go to sleep forever type of feeling. But anyways, I got my ass up and played some Sudoku on my phone, trying to get the brain flowing. You know how it is. Gotta keep your I don't even know, man. You gotta just keep your brain like active, exercise that thing every so often, because I'll tell you what, man, Instagram does not exercise your brain. I feel like even video games do. Like video games totally exercise your brain, but I'm not even a gamer like that really. So I gotta I gotta exercise my brain more. I mean, I want to read more, but damn, I don't do it. I should. I gotta read more. I I will get into like good habits of reading, but I'm not consistent with it, man. I'm still working on that. Uh, yeah, I really should just follow my own advice and just try and be consistent with it. But I've just struggled with being consistent with that. It's like reading a book. It's like, dude, like being doing something like more stimulating. It's like the book doesn't really compete with those things. Like your phone, it's so stimulating, and whatever else is so stimulating, hanging out with your friends, whatever else. And it's like a book, man, it's just not that stimulating. But I'll get into my phases. I'll pick up a book and like read the whole thing in like 3 days. So I'm reading like hours per day, and then I'll just not read again for 2 months. That's how it goes for me. Last book I read was A Confederacy of Dunces. It was okay. It was all right. It was kind of funny. Uh, but I know it's like some classic kind of book, like critically acclaimed type book, won a Pulitzer Prize. It was good. I mean, I thought the pacing was a little bit slow for my liking. Um, it's just sort of dragged on a little bit here and there, and I just kind of lost interest about halfway, maybe a little past halfway through the book, but I finished it anyways. Um, I finished that like a month ago. Before that, I freaking read this really crazy one. This one was wild. What was it called? A Little Life. Yeah, I read A Little Life. Dude, that book was crazy, man. That was a trip. Um, that is a sad book, man. That is a depressing book. It's just like all these horrible things that happen to this dude and his friends. It is just like continuation of terrible things happening in this dude's evolving life. Uh, it was good though. I thought it was a good book. I mean, it very much touched my emotions, but I felt like it was a little over the top. Like it was so dramatic and had so many bad things happen to the character like so consecutively. It just felt a little bit unrealistic. Like the main dude was just kind of the author's whipping boy. It was a tiny bit silly at some points because of it. It's like a little over the top with the dramatics, but it was still a good book. I would say it was better than. I mean, I preferred it more than Confederacy of Dunces. It was more like I mean, I was just more engaged with it, I guess, emotionally. But man, it was like a tough book to get through, man. There was some like pretty messed up stuff in that book. Uh, but yeah, and then what did I read before? I read my girlfriend told me to read these books called like a Throne of Glass series. I read a couple of those. Those are good. They're good like fantasy books. It's like a whole series. I've read like the first two. I'm on the third book. I've been on the third book for like 7 months, and I guess that's what you could say I'm reading right now. But I haven't really picked it up in 3 weeks. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I gotta read more. You know, I would say that's one of my big goals is to read more. Uh, why do I want to read more? I feel like I want to just just know more stuff, you know. And I do think that like when you get older, you're just and I'm not older. Like I mean older like 40, 50 years old. You are gonna be better at like articulating the things that you know. I feel like right now I do know things, but I'm not very good at articulating what I know, if that makes any sense. And I suppose that's just practice. I guess that's something good about making these videos. I get to practice articulating what I think about things. But yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, anyway, I just feel like reading, you know, you will learn, pick things out. I'm not gonna think that, I'm gonna read a book about outer space or whatever and like remember most of it. I'll probably forget most of it like 2 weeks after I read it. But you'll remember some stuff for sure. Some stuff will stick with you, and the more shit you read, uh, the more stuff will stick with you. And I also just think it's good exercise for your mind. I mean your brain more so than your mind. And you know, you'll get into like thought. I feel you will get more thoughtful about things if you're reading books. Your brain's just exercising more. It's more active. You will just be more thoughtful in everyday life. I think. I do think that's true in some way. But yeah. I mean, that's why I want to read personally. Just guess I want to know more stuff. Uh, and be able to articulate my thoughts better, and and yeah, I mean, I guess exercise my brain more. Those would be probably the big three things why I want to read. But man, I gotta get more consistent with it. Do any of you guys have problems with that? It's like you read a book, read a book, read a book, but then in between those books you've read, it's like 2 months where you didn't read a book. Man, I gotta treat it more like the gym. I go to the gym every day. Can't live without going to the gym. I wanna turn reading into that where like I feel uncomfortable if I haven't read in the last 2 days, you know? Turn it into an addiction, I guess. Gotta figure out how to do that. But yeah, I mean we'll see. But yeah, those are my thoughts there. I feel like this is getting a bit long, so that's all I have to say today. I guess today's topic really was about books and reading. So there you go.